Stats. Published 2023-02-27 Updated 2023. 04-08 words 5423 chapters 4 comments 30 kudos 198 bookmarks 35 hits 1535 Ghastly Roommate Edenemy. Chapter 3. Damn, this ghost has a tragic backstory. Notes. Been a sec. Sorry lol, this chapter didn't go the way I originally planned it, so it isn't longer, but I hope you enjoyed chapter text. As the weeks went on, the ghost and the rabbit began to develop a routine. They agreed that, unless Yuichi was alone, Leo wouldn't talk to him in order to avoid concerned looks. Most mornings, Yuichi would wake up and go to work, and Leo usually followed. Today was different, though. When Yuichi woke up, his ghastly companion was nowhere to be seen. It wasn't uncommon for the turtle to disappear. He didn't like to interrupt Yuichi around the rabbit's family, but he was always there in the mornings. Always. Yuichi began to get worried. Had his friend who he'd become so accustomed to going everywhere with passed on during the night? It didn't seem likely. Yuichi could tell the turtle still had unfinished business by the way he was constantly looking around. But what if? Wait, why did he care so much? Just last month, Yuichi had been dying to get the turtle yokai off his back. What's so different now? A voice from behind made him jump. Hey, dude, what's up? Yuichi turned around to see the boy he'd just been thinking about. Leo, where have you been? He fussed. I've been looking for you everywhere. Sorry, I slept in, Leo said, scratching the back of his neck. Yuichi looked puzzled. Wait, ghost sleep? This made the turtle laugh. I'm serious, Yuichi deadpanned. I know, Leo giggled, wiping away a tear. I just love when you get confused. What do you mean? They had just walked out the door and were on the way to Weiso's restaurant. I mean, like, when you're confused about something, your left eyebrow raises, Leo explained, and your nose. He pointed to his own. It does this little twitchy thing. It's really cute. Yuichi smirked and leaned toward the turtle. You think I'm cute? Leo's eyes widened. I mean like objectively, he stammered. You're objectively cute. Like, if someone were to ask me if I thought you were cute, obviously I'd have to say yes, because it's just a fact. If I said no, I'd be lying. You're rambling. Shut up. Yuichi smiled. Thanks, Leo, he said. Just so you know, I think you're objectively cute, too. With that, he walked into the restaurant. Leo stood, floated there for a second while the words the rabbit said processed in his brain. Yuichi had just called him cute. Well, objectively, but that's not important. He covered his face in embarrassment. As Yuichi walked into the restaurant, he could feel a blush forming on his face. What had just happened there? Were they flirting? It felt like flirting. He shook his head. Stop it, Yuichi. He scolded himself. He's a ghost. Don't get feelings for him. Weiso's voice shook him out of his trance. Kaneho, get over here. You're late. Sorry, senor, Yuichi called, rushing to help the skeleton yokai. Near the end of his shift, Yuichi was sweeping the floors around the restaurant. He hadn't seen Weiso since the start of his shift, but he assumed the skeleton was in the kitchen or something. As he was finishing sweeping, his coworker, Kitsune, came up to him. Yuichi, have you seen Weiso? She asked. I can't find him anywhere and I need his help with something. Yuichi glanced around. No, but I'm done sweeping now, so I can help look. The fox smiled. Oh, that would help a ton. Thanks. Send him my way if you find him. Yuichi assured her he would, and began looking around the restaurant. As he walked toward the entrance, he noticed that the entryway to the hallway of the Minotaur maze was uncovered. It had been covered since the invasion, supposedly due to repairs, but Yuichi didn't know. He decided that if Weiso was anywhere, he'd probably be in there. Sliding back the curtain, Yuichi saw the aforementioned standing at the far end of the hallway, staring at something in his hands. Yuichi slowly walked toward the skeleton, glancing at the hundreds of photos on the walls. The wall of champions, a plaque read. Every photo was of different macho yokai eating a slice of pizza. The rabbit returned his focus to the task at hand. Hey, Weiso. Yuichi stopped. The skeleton was crying. Are you okay? Weiso startled a little. Had he really not noticed Yuichi? The yokai looked like he wanted to get angry, but instead sighed, seemingly having no energy. See, Koneho, I'm fine, he responded, wiping a tear with a bony knuckle, which Yuichi couldn't imagine being very effective. Just doing something I should have done a long time ago. He hung the photo up on the wall of champions. The photo was a framed image of 4 turtle yokai, more than Yuichi had ever seen in total, let alone all together. Yet there they were, at the front, eating a slice of pepperoni pizza, was one with a purple mask, big, black eyebrows, presumably drawn on, and a pair of goggles perched on top of his head. Directly behind the purple turtle was a much larger one in a red mask, giving a thumbs up to the camera. Next to him was the turtle Yuichi had seen the night before the invasion, wearing an orange mask. He was holding up the hand of a 4th turtle, knocked out on the floor. The turtle, Yuichi felt a presence behind him. Now, what were you going to say to me? Weiso asked. He couldn't look away from the photo. He just couldn't believe it. Is one of these? He couldn't finish the question. Weiso understood, though. My friend who died. Yuichi nodded. See, the blue one. He sacrificed his life for this world, and his brothers, to live on. Once, this photo was on the wall of cheaters. Now, though, he touched the picture frame. It deserves to be here. He turned back to the rabbit. That's not what you came in here to talk to me about, though. It wasn't a question. Yuichi pointed behind him, now feeling guilty. Kitsune wanted you, but if you need a break I can help. A skeletal hand shot up to cut him off. No, I've got it. Weiso smiled. Thank you for offering, though. With that, he walked back into the restaurant. Yuichi looked back at the photo on the wall. Why didn't you tell me? How'd you know I was here? Leo asked, floating up next to the rabbit. Yuichi snickered. You're not exactly quiet. You know, I am literally a ghost. For a count of 10, there was silence. I'm sorry, Leo muttered. Yuichi clenched his jaw. Why didn't you tell me? He repeated. Leo fidgeted with his hands. I didn't think it was important. That made Yuichi laugh. Not important. He strained. Not important? The only reason I'm still alive, the only reason anyone in this restaurant is still alive, is because you died. You sacrificed yourself, left behind everything you knew and loved, and you didn't tell me. Leo bit his lip, not knowing how to respond. Yuichi clenched his fists. This boy gave everything for people he didn't even know, for people he would never get to meet, for humans who shunned his kind. He died to give them a chance at living their full lives. What was Yuichi doing? Being a shitty waiter with shitty wages at a literal hole-in-the-wall restaurant, talking to ghosts and his little sister in his spare time. He needed to do something, prove to Leo, to everyone, that he was someone special. After telling Weiso he was leaving, he marched out of the restaurant, grabbing a flyer for Big Mama's Battle Nexus on the way out.